We are living at a unique moment of such disruption, change, speed, complexity, and it's making life really hard for those of us who are leading and for those of us who are supporting and coaching the leaders. I think you feel it, I feel it, we all feel it. How is it that we are meant to show up at a time like this, bearing these burdens? Not just on behalf of us, but our families, our communities, our organizations. How do we navigate through this and come out whole when we know at the bottom of our hearts that this is a really hard game and the solutions are anything but obvious?
We are trained and conditioned to optimize and to perform, to project a certain image. And this has worked for a while, but it's not deep enough. And we've left something out, something fundamental about who we are, and that's what we need to discover.
There are these two dimensions along which we've operated, both in coaching and in leadership, which is that there's our body and there's our mind. And if we can maximize the potentialities of those, then, well, clearly we'll succeed, in everything we have to get done. But what about the third dimension of the soul? What happens when we bring that into the frame as well? What latent capacities do you have and I have that we could activate if we were systematically invested in a direct connection with our soul? If the happiness, the peace, the joy, the wisdom, the genius, the creativity, the resilience that is there available at the very center of our being was systematically being nurtured, not just for ourselves, but we were also lighting it up around the room for the people, the teams we manage, and the organizations we lead.
When we access this third dimension, we're not pushing harder, we're not managing better. We are literally operating from a different level and a different dimension. And it's from that dimension that we find things like inspired creativity and a steadier courage, deeper discernment, broader compassion. We find innovation, and that's the dimension we want to tap.
Imagine if, as a coach, as a manager, as somebody seeking to develop the next generation around you, you were not just simply allowing them to be goal-directed, but you were guiding them to be soul-directed, to return them to the very core of their being. That is what we are seeking to invite you all into through a system, a method, a practice, a set of portrayals and examples that we have built as the Coaching from the Mystic Core program.
This is an invitation to reimagine leadership and to reimagine coaching, and to see it not just as solving problems or removing obstacles, but as helping people discover who they really are, because we took on a sacred responsibility to support them. Our greatest impact as managers and leaders and coaches comes not from what we do, but from how we do it. And it's the state of being with which we show up that makes the difference.
That is what we hope to train and equip all of us to be soul-guided coaches for a soul-guided world.